Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest blurred in the land. Welcome back to Ill Blur. Matic was one of those. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is something that really surprised me. And let's talk about it. Marvel Studios Daredevil Born Again will be getting rebooted again. Wow, that is shocking, surprising, but let's get into it. So, Marvel Studios has been having issues when it comes to Daredevil. Daredevil was announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, and that was the start of us hearing about what they were going to do with Charlie Cox's Daredevil once again. I was like excited. I was like, yeah, boy. But it seems like with us not hearing any more news in 2023 or where this show was going at first, I knew something was going on behind the scenes. So let's talk about it. Apparently, this 18-episode pilot, Kevin Feige and them and the other Marvel execs weren't happy with the final product of the Daredevil Born Again series. And I said, wow, you know what I'm saying? When the staff and also the president, Kevin Feige, don't like the creative approach to a show, good that they caught it. Maybe that was the reason why they hadn't announced any more information on it, because if it's not something that fans are going to want to watch, do you really want to put it on Disney Plus? No. Absolutely not. The other reason, and this makes complete sense, they quietly got rid of the directors and also the writers for the Daredevil Born Again series. So it seems like they cleaned house. They didn't like that the writers, their approach for the show when it comes to the writing side or aspect, and they got rid of the directors. Maybe they didn't like how the episodes were directed. So it's good to hear that this happened. It took place, because honestly, when you think about it now, if the show wasn't something people wanted to see, it probably would have been disappointing to actually release it on another platform. And me personally, I have to put my input on this, or my personal input. I wasn't super excited to hear about Daredevil, the original direction, because this is the reason why they got rid of it. They did not like the creative direction it was going in. And I can understand, because me looking at some of the Daredevil comics, they're pretty much they're darker. You know what I'm saying? Even the Netflix show that came out with Daredevil was pretty much Daredevil, because it had the elements of Daredevil from the comics. And I think they realized, like, well, we're going to lose out on more fans because we're not sticking to what Daredevil originally stood for. And then also they mentioned that Daredevil didn't start Daredevil until like the 4th episode. So I'm like, yeah, not a good idea. Now, let's talk about something else that I also remember. And this is something that I was kind of on the fence about. I'm so glad that there's someone else at Marvel Studios that understands where Marvel needs to go once it comes when it comes back to certain like elements. So I remember when Kevin Feige had mentioned that they were straying away from the comic book source material, and I'm like, Kevin Feige, nah. This is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not original. It's not sticking to the comic book source. Brad Wimborne, thank you. The head of streaming for Marvel Animation and also television, wants to go back to the roots of Marvel when it comes to the story Bible, meaning, the character development, also themes, story. I like this guy. I think this is a great addition to their company, because the thing is, he knows that it's lacking. Also, the other reason why I forgot to mention that Marvel probably wanted to do another reboot for Daredevil Born Again, excuse me, is because their television department is lacking. It's not really as successful. I mean, yeah, you got Loki, you got WandaVision, you know what I'm saying? Moon Knight shows like that are doing good. And you know, with them now wanting to go back to the original source material, I think this is a great opportunity. I honestly felt like this is definitely gonna work out for Marvel because the thing is, now you guys are going back to the original source material. But the bad news is, I hate to say this, but we're gonna have to wait a bit longer for the Daredevil Born Again series because Marvel is still looking for new directors for the episode 18 episode pilot, and also pretty much they're looking for new writers for the show, excuse me. And I understand it's gonna take a bit longer for the show to come out. I'm a little bit more happy to hear that they're gonna go back to the source material because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Like you know, when it comes down to it. Also, I forgot to mention one thing too. Brad Wimbarm wants to tie Marvel shows into Marvel movies, meaning that the characters will go on to do TV shows, then move forward to actual live movie adaptations. I like his thinking when it comes to this. And maybe this is what Marvel needed. They needed a little bit more structure with movies and TV shows. But this is your boy Il Blurmatic, guys. You tell me in the comments, are you happy to hear that Daredevil Born Again will have new writers, new directors for the show? And my next question is, are you glad that Marvel is going back to the source material, meaning the comic books, to develop stories for this series? You tell me in the comments, guys. It's a blur living in the world, guys. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, and also fully watching the video, guys. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm out.